nyaya dzatinomboita nharo tichiita mumakombi, mumabhawa, mumaofisi, tichifamba pamarenk zvese. And, one of the strangest things that has happened is that, when it comes to Zimbabwe, especially when it comes to the Warriors, they hardly ever play second fiddle to anyone. Kana Warriors are in action, kana pane anything chikuita nema-Warriors panyaya dzenhabvuka or panyaya dzemutambo anyway. Warriors anonga ari number one, but this week it was a bit different. I think totambotaka tichimboti kune machevrons makambosheka vanhu vebhora takazadza vanhu vema-Warriors chimbotedzeraiwo zvikuita machevrons. So we want to start the Gamechangers podcast with a big congratulations to our chevrons. That's our cricket team who did quite well, who've done quite well at the ongoing T20 World Cup. Tichadatsozombodzika nazvo tomboona kuti pane zvatinokwanisa kudzidza here, because ndakangoona ma-Warriors achingokecha mastrays lenga zvichingonzi ma-Warriors ndo zvamunofanirwa kuitawo, ndo zvataitarisirawo patakaenda kuAfcon Morocco, kuti pamwe tinombohwinawo tobudawo mugroup stage. Akato zvataitaura tobudawo mugroup stage. But uchitarisa what has been happening this week, especially in cricket yedu, inini chakanatsondibata ngechekuti nyaya dzemutambo, whether it's bora, whether it's cricket, dzinotibatanidza semaZimbabwean. And just imagine if cricket is able to do this, kuti unganidza kudai so. Just imagine dainga timu yebhora mugroup yedu meme takarova Egypt, takarova South Africa, takarova Angola.
Yeah, there would be pandemonium, obviously, because my Warriors are the number one team in Zimbabwe. Football, obviously, being the most followed sport in Zimbabwe. We just hope it's Chaita Gumberuko, but we need to build today so that we enjoy tomorrow.
And speaking of that, obviously, my Warriors are back in action next month. The last time we saw them, I think our lasting memory has been of that game against South Africa, and most notably that brilliant solo goal. I think Nanduto Ripa social media, CAF, I think earlier this week or last week, content, it's being regarded as one of the highlights from that Africa Cup of Nations. The impact of Zimbabwe doing well. I mean, that is when we do well. We have that moment from Maswanise during the African National Cricket Zvakawanda, but you know what, if we get our house in order, zvatinokwanisa kuita we won't be talking about a moment, we'll be talking about so many different things. My timeline yakamira sei ndikakuenda pasocial media vangu chevrons this, raza this, saka tikuti bora, what lessons can we take from zvataona zvichiitika kucricket, and zvinotipa shungu dzei sevanhu vebhora kuti dai zvaimboitikawo kunhabvu.
Mr. Tish, there are a lot of lessons to take from the Zimbabwe national senior men's cricket team, especially looking at how much cricket they played over the last year. Yes, my challenge is Angariko. Remember, there was that they missed out on qualifying for the previous T20 World Cup after Rwanda, Namibia, and Uganda. But then they went back to the drawing board. Then they came up with a plan of Waitungua, Wachi practice, Ungo my game so that I'm in shape. And Vadaro. One thing that they did well was blending senior guys with the youngsters. I think you've noticed how Brian Bennett has managed to shake up things. Pantoro my conversations in cricket is
saka kubhora ndozvatobva mwaito hapana edu ngatowasimudzirawo
in conversation kutaura beats national team nechi tokota nezvatawanda maswanise.
Saka Brian Bennett ndimi maswanise wekucricket.
Remember Brian Bennett akawana century kuLords. England rather, which is one of the best test cricket playing nations. Then Tawanda Maswanise got that all important goal against South Africa. I think that goal alone was an introduction of things that he's capable of doing, and you've seen him grow even out of Scotland. At one time, Mother will hang out to poster. He told again, player it's okay. He has been scoring for fun. He went on for 5 consecutive games as Jacob is also Brian Bennett, which he's going to do the same. So, investor is in cricket. I think that's the same direction for Nangoto Ronesi. If I don't go for fun, I'm going to blend my experience, guys.
Also don't forget futhi teach kuti cricket nefootball sona usiyana in terms of qualification procedures ekuenda kunana World Cup kana kuenda kunana AFCON. Remember last week this week and Zimbabwe fanele kutamba neAustralia. The game was watched away and
island
like but kubora rona ngotamba futhi bora uchingojiwa neBrazil. Saka yeah, of course we have to draw some lessons from the chevrons. Like Mantawa is saying, ZC have invested a lot in the development of cricket. Ukaenda kwedu uchitungwiza uko. Kuna Zengeza 4 kunafana kutamba cricket. Kuna Sendaidens kuinto L kunafana kutamba cricket, and most of them tayangona wachikura, but now tautovaona wachitotambira machevrons, which is testimony ye development procedure, I mean structure yakaiswa in place neSC.
Alright, so kana muchida kuziva zvizhinji, especially about what's happening with cricket, as in Paper Sports Hub, we've got a podcast that comes through every Thursday. It's called Beyond the Boundary. I think tichaikanda futi mucomment section kana muda kunatsodzika nenyaya dziri kuitika kumachevrons munokwanisa kuona iyoyo. But inoi yamuri kuona, this is the Gamechangers podcast. We focus on the beautiful game that is football. Mr. Titch, matonzwa kuna award-winning Langton yakwenda tina Tawanda Mutali, and ngatitange nenyaya dzema Warriors, who you want to be doing just as well or even better than zvataona zvichiitwa nevakomana vecricket. And with the Warriors, we'll start with the announcement that came from UEFA earlier this week, that the Warriors will be playing at the Four Nations tournament in Botswana next month. Four Nations kuchanga kuine Zambia, kune Malawi and ne Botswana, and it's happening during the next FIFA international break. Saka tambotaura, I think patanchimborova comparisons edu between Bora and cricket, kuti one of the reasons cricket has been able to be successful is even though I know waitamba. And I think ever since this administration came, I think last year kwakune Four Nations ku Malawi, this year Four Nations ku Botswana. We look at in the build up to AFCON, team yakamboenda ku Qatar, ikatamba neAlgeria, ikatamba neQatar yacho. So zvakakosha sei kuti kudzokera manje ku tournament like this, hatisungozorora tichingoti since we're not playing a qualifier tontakatyoka.
Yeah, remember, Mr. Teach, the FIFA window begins next month, 25 to 31. And Zimbabwe are not participating in the AFCON qualifiers. These are preliminary qualifiers because of our rankings. Remember, number 1 to 42 in Africa, they are not playing the preliminary round. They will meet the number 40 to 54 in the group stages proper, which is September. So FIFA, hats off to them for arranging this. I mean, Botswana, they arranged this tournament, but Zimbabwe also raised their hand to participate in that Four Nations tournament so that our players don't remain idle when other players are playing in their respective national teams. Remember, we're just coming out of AFCON. Vanhu vachine shungu kutagwa natakasvika second round, mashanisa akakweza rakanaka, Chirewa aisa mapasa akanaka. Saka this is a chance which is coming very near to AFCON. Yotinyatsoona fanhu hayo futi vachitamba mu4 Nations tournament. Our wish is that the Warriors coach will try as much as possible to bring all the best players timbowanzoona, because he needs more time with them. Remember, akapoendwa muna November. It's only January, February, 3 months into this job. So it's another opportunity for Super Mario to have more time with these youngsters.
In terms of having more time, you know, there were a lot of things that Isususema fans, especially when it came to the African Cup of Nations, as much as that Auranya Maswani say, and that goal and how that was the highlight for us as fans and for Zimbabweans who were following the tournament. Vanhu vakawanda felt kuti aifanwa akatamba magame akawanda. Now obviously this is mafriendly aya, unoona ana Maswanise, ana Chirewa, ana Marshall Munetsi, ana Nakamba, ana Bill Antonio, most of our European based players, even those in the US, ana Teenage Hadebe, nevamwe vari kuScotland, ana Munashe Garanga, unoona vachikwanisa kuuya here kuzotamba. How serious should we be taking this, given that our learners zvekuti asati ane nguva yakareba Sterek aine achishanda nevakomana navo?
Alright, tarda some of Four Nations tournament iri kuuya muna March. It's an opportunity for Coach Mario to meet some of his players and as well as come up with future players anozinga utambo AFCON qualifiers. Remember pakauya patakapinda before the AFCON tournament pane maplayers obva akadedzwa kucamp ipai kune vamwewo yokuti havana kuwana mukana kuti asi wekutambo vachimirirawo nyika vakatadza kuenda kuAFCON since kwaidiwa limited number. So now is the chance yekuti coach sezvo akambenga negroup ranga adedza paipai group rakanga rakazara malocal best players I think ndokwaakufanira kuchiuyawo wotrya wezama kuti asi kuimpress coach. And one player ndiri kutotarisira kuti achafanira kunge achitouyawo is Marshall Mnetz. After all that has happened, now this is a chance yekuti Super Mario aitase akwanisa kushandawo naMnetz. Obviously iye Mnetz wacho pari kuuya magames tete paFIFA international break saka akwanisa kuwanawo mukana kuti asi wokurakidzawo coach staff yainayo pane zvese zvakabenge zvaiitika zvokunzi anzi avaswira nechi ndobata kunyatsoona kuti relationship yavo yakamira sei. And magames akadai so yakakosha for maplayers ese because kana uchinge wanzi wakudiwa kunational team duty unotosiyiwo club football tase woendawo and maplayers mazhinji anotofarawo kuwanwa mukana unzi aya no tripa break but club player ningi abva club yakati adzokera kuAfrica ndase kunomirirawo nyika zvinhu zvinotongofadzawo kumaplayers ese be anotambira kuno even anotambira kunze kwenyika.
Also just to add on to that, remember also Mario the Warriors coach has been embarking on a worldwide tour, we can call it like that maybe. Akaenda kuEurope, he met a lot of players including ana Jordan Zemura, ana Maswanise, although he didn't meet Marshall Mnetz. So I think obviously pavaitaura they were discussing about his vision, his plans and stuff. So now pamuka game, a Four Nations tournament, I think this is now a physical opportunity now for them to put into effect zvavaitaura during the tour yavaita. So I think this is a very perfect opportunity for Zimbabwe. I don't know how if FIFA will recognize this as an international FIFA game for my rankings, but nonetheless, this is a very good opportunity for us, Zimbabwe, just to test our strength.
Before taenda kuAFCON, we saw Coach Mario's name and a large squad, and we understood that because he was not familiar with the players, and I think he wanted to assess for himself because obviously anongachiudzirwa nevanhu vakawanda understanding. Age manje, can he take the same approach, or we want to see him achishepa kana iri kana 25-man squad kana 30-man squad yanotakura because pane 3 games dzachatamba ikoko which is over a period of about a week.
Yeah, you see 3 games is 90 by 3, which is about 270 minutes of football that is guaranteed ku Botswana. So it's up to the coach kuti acha divide the same players my minutes, but I think for this Four Nations tournament, I think also like Tawa is saying, remember he called up about 51 players. And there was my players, Tawanda Macheke, if I remember. Also Tando Ngwenya, he was part of that group. But he got injured, and I believe him. So I think he has that in mind, Mario. He can also use this opportunity just to also to look at those players.
You look at a player like Tando that you've just mentioned, has been in great form. I think when you think about Zimbabweans who are doing well right now, the names that come, obviously, Maswane has been the one grabbing the most headlines because of his goal-scoring form in Scotland. Tando Ngwenya, at Amazulu in South Africa, he's been doing quite well. Brendan Galloway for Plymouth Argyle in the championship, doing quite well. Would you be disappointed? Local-based players and tombosiya achizorora we but tombozvinzwa kavanhu vachiboti even patakaenda kukata papa pane vakatara kuti mudhara isiti matimbochire.
But Mr. Tish, we really get remember the FIFA window and it's March, then pozoyamna June and it pozoyamna September and it, so it's about 3-4 windows FIFA and it, so it's limited time for my national team players to asangana. So kwatongwana a gap like this ratomuka ipapa Botswana. Just maximize it, call all the best players because we want Mario to have more time with my players. Isu tsukudizvona ana Maswanise, ana Chirewa, ana Garananga, ana Bill Antonio, ana Msendami is the future of the Warriors and it. So get them together more often. Ukangwana time, just put them together as a group. Wotsena pamuchete otamba pamuchete so that panostanga kuyama real qualifiers in September. Vanenge vanozojela.
I know pamamuru ku Morocco mchikava Africa Cup of Nations, you guys spoke to Chirewa, and one of the things that stayed with me from his comments to you guys as the media was the need for the next generation, if we can call it that, of which is his age mates now. Maswani is
Bill Antonio,
Bill Antonio,
Jonah Fabish,
and Tando Ngwenya, as much as he was not part of the to
Prince Dube
take the mantle and start. The opportunity actually to tango to build towards that, because we already know. We already know what we got, or what we'll get from Gerald Takwara, what we'll get from Nakamba, and even in the Washington or Nairobi. Is this an opportunity now for Mario to maybe start working more and more?
I remember Mr. Tishmanta, Super Mario, there were mixed feelings or mixed views or mixed comments on Mario on the way he approached AFCON. The way he got drop more players, the way he got Mashwani last game, selection yake. So I think this is another chance for him to redeem himself. And it can continue. Pepe as a tournament, Chango Pinda Pabasa. But now, any time, he has gone to Europe, he has met players, he has read newspapers locally, he has spoken to local coaches, and that's on a bigger, a wider view, yes, Zimbabwean football. So now, the best players on Boyatambeji, for nations, Papa.
So, AFCON is behind us, and like Jatorba and Lengas, there was a lot of, disagreements or disillusion, mixed feelings amongst the fans. Do we use this tournament as a barometer to say, all right, this is who Mario is, this is the kind of team that we can expect from him, and can we then start judging? All right, Shachawa number 4 nations tichenda mberi ndo takuti nenguwa akambotendera akataura nawo akaita say how significant do you think this can be in terms of maybe us getting a better understanding of who Mario is as a coach, and maybe the relationships that he has? Because namaswadi zacho because pictures anotaura zvakasiyana nokona kutora nepicture yekuti musikawirirani but also zvorati because maswadi akauya futi ku 4 nations yekumalawi hardly got some game time, even vafana vazhinji. So there might be a bit of hesitancy on their part to be like, why get on a plane to Botswana ndisingatambi kuti ngangozorora hangu ndichiita fit, especially for a player like Chirewa who I understand is dealing with a niggling injury. So anonga recover panguva yacho.
Mr. Tish, looking at the 4 nations, the upcoming 4 nations tournament is of paramount importance for the Warriors rather, and Super Mario as a coach. This is the only opportunity that you get to make my experiments agangachit. Because panozoya the next window by anakasina time my experiments. This is the only time that he has to assess my players is aningai now and work on my formations aningachida. Remember Nomino Mapias at one point when he was in charge, he used the very same tournament with Edese kuta assess my players. That's why ana Jordan Zemura was buda uchara zvanongachita ronichi. This is the time yokuti you know like my players road yokutora as a coach. And for Super Mario Manji ni headache aningai nayo, especially on selecting my players for national team. This is the only time you can cause mufadzwa you say odiza notasi anonga chidiwa ni one, because by now antozoti ninkina anodiwa ni one. If you look at
apana my players apana mbupusha ere uti
I know, but
umkana uripa pa izvo zvizvo ndo yokuti anachirewa iwawa irunzi next generation, although I don't believe kuti they should be referred to as the next generation. Ndo vanhu vacho hatopo ipapa matasa nyika zhinji
the present generation.
Kwangodedzo iyo ana maswanisa wacho anachirewa wacho ana Sean Fusiri wowana game time. I think goalkeeping department kwakumbozorodzo vanhu vakatasana Washington Arubi vani time vachibata vaakuziyawo, then you give a chance kuna vanhu vakatasana Martin Mapisa obata ana Prince Tafire Mutsa obata, even bring back Malita waziva because pese vangachidezwa vangasinganyanywane mukana Stereki ndo mukana wokuti ombotry wana Junior Makunike ku national team ombotambawo ana believe here muone kuti ndo erano wacho wotry oma formations around ana Tando Ngwenya, because kana ma seniors mamazhinji aripo achinge abva the likes of ana Makoli Boni pavanozenge vasiyawo pai vanhu vadiki varipo vanhu vachasvika chita vachitora over even ana Washington Navai manje anokwanisa ngoti time yangu maore zaita siyakwana hapasina nindi kuti ana knowledge musona pamatournaments akadai so dedza vapfana vouya votamba anditi woasiyesa woona kuti right ndakatora mufana uyu ankwanisa kuti replacement yemukuru uyu kana kuti ndakatora senior player iyi inokwanisa kufaitirawo jezi rinichi nevamwe vanhu. Remember patikaenda kuAFCON takasema players akawanda, we had the likes of Anaimano Zocha vasina mbubvira vaenda, even kama Billiard kubva zvakwaya Super Mario we haven't heard much about Kamabila. This is the chance yekuti umbomudedzawo womboona kuti anokwanira maplans
but iwe watanzika ngatizorudzike madhara timbotsva
madhara
aisengi musona akatomuona kudhara
maplayers machinji akavaona ane maplayers asirese asina kuona saka ngachowapo mukana oita se wokumboona because iye usipamare zvawauya he doesn't know marshal minutes. This is the chance yekuti umbomudedzawo marshal minutes oita se womutambisa he doesn't know endiri nomota kwakumudedzawo ungoti ndichimboya although akambopinda semcamp but and he hasn't played under Super Mario.
Yeah, I think just to add on, when a coach is going to my games, so I'm going to a multiple strategy. And obviously, pane issue of consistency. My players akatamba kwa AFCON are not ndo cohesion your team. Pane issue usually there are some who can break through. When you want to say, one course up a chance. There are some who can be dropped. And then there are some who will be like Chirewa. Chirewa hasn't been playing for the past 3 matches. And the actors are now recover. Mnana machi momo. Ngatiti yangu recover just in time for the tournament. Probably the coach will say, I can't risk you. Saka kana iri tournament, iri a friendly tournament like this, and unongoni mkana, you've got a chance to experiment, but at the same time, unuramba uri mu trek. Ezinzo order kuita uzonya ku experiment too much. Unuramba uri mu trek. Either you are just giving 1 or 2 players a break, or urikungokita consistent nemachina players auna or kupa chance ma players manjwana 1 or 2 kuti apinde.
And also Grazga tiri panyaya iyo. Remember pakaenda kwa AFCON pepe. Even pakapinda mke pana mama players anogara chidedza, but we haven't even played much under him. We've got ana ishe mauchi wayo. This is the only time utambo apochi game time umbo start out. Even you ana maswanisi wachibuzi, I think we only saw him by game re South Africa. Kwa kuchinya so yawo. Orakidzwa on stuff yainayo. And for him zvinobatsirawo because we are talking of a player who'ti since AFCON he has been scoring for fun. Then avazoenda pachiperiod chaava manje chacho kuti 3 games haana gobhora. Saka papa maybe unokwanisa kuzomubatsira origena his scoring charge.
Yeah, he might use that tournament also.
So, I mean because I know Guras ndipa social media akaona kuti uchitukwa Sterling wataura yeye danzi goal drought yabaswadi say in 3 games. Is it something for us to worry about? Because obviously we were so excited. I think first 3 or 4 episodes, Zipa Gamechangers. He was one of our lead stories because, you know, the transfer window was open. He was scoring week in, week out. When we look at the lack of goals, is it something we should worry about? Or
not exactly. I'm sure you're referring to the post that I posted. Yeah, obviously, in news, news witness, in news, if a dog bites a man, it's not news. But if a man bites a dog, that's news. And it. If a dog bites a man, you can't remember. I see ya, but you can't remember. Ndonya aya manje teacher aruma imbwa sabati kuri zoni isusu Mashani says has been scoring for fun arugwesa every game,
so that's the
5 consecutive
that's
games.
Dog biting a man.
People are getting used to Mashani say scoring and it.
So
you know
what game is the Mashani say biting the.
So the news if Mashani doesn't score, that's becomes news. Can I tell you intro those Mashani say failed to score yesterday because vajera kumara say achigo yesa. So just post the questions on what's happening. And we just wanted to prompt a discussion, and it ended up being a very good discussion. Respected journalists, respected ex-footballers, chance to try to unearth, dissecting. Not no. There's no doubt Mashani remains one of our best players at the moment. That goal against South Africa still replays in my mind up to now and in the minds of almost millions of Zimbabweans. He's a prized asset. Saka kanakagweza 5 consecutive goals and it sechitarugoesa and it akasagoesa katinoona bvunzo utora kuti zvondichi ana goesa such is football.
And then pane nyaya ndinoda kutaura kabhozi patachitaura nyaya yachirewa, you guys highlighted the injury and then kuti anogona kuzopora just about the time yatonda kutamba ma-friendly. And I'm bringing this up because there was a standard that was created by Coach Mario in the way that he handled Marshall Munetsi and Marshall Munetsi's absence from AFCON. Kuti aiwaka uchakakwara or ubva injury hatisi kuriska. So first of all, akaunza Chirewa akauya based on the time yautaura nayo team yake Barnsley. How does that make Coach Mario and double standards? Does that feed into the whole narrative? Hawasi kutoonana na Marshall, and for Marshall akasadedzwa or akasauya, what does that mean going forward? Iwo maona ukatarisa panozoya provisional or squad yacho paichazoannounced whenever it's announced. If Marshall Munetsi is not there, is that something that would worry you, and why?
Yeah, obviously, most eyes are on Marshall Munetsi and Mario, given prior opportunity to talk to a national team call up again. I remember when we did our second Gamechangers podcast, we made it clear that according to my papers and available, communication and available between Wolves and Zifa, Marshall Munetsi was injured at that time when the national team wanted to go to AFCON. Angasta recover. 1, 2. So Chirewa aka recover. Let's say Mswa 19, 6 days before tournament or 2 days before Awea ku Zimbabwe. It's up to Mario. Yes, you are 100% fit. Pandombo tumbo ita establish yourself for club since we move to new club on a loan or ndutokuda pozo ndakugadzira kuno kusika. It's up to the coach. But if Chirewa is fit, 100% fit, anongodedzwa. Because Marshall Munetsi, according to communication and iripo, ainga asiri fit at that given time.
But tukatarisa futi tawa pane nyaya futi ya Marshall kuti what worldwide tour ya Super Mario haana kuonana. So I mean, are we exaggerating? Are we making a big meal out of nothing? At the post, because I'm worried kuti as long as that's now Kwara, I feel Marshall has to be part of this team. Whether true Tabaleba, local base players, Vana Ngao Nani. Ngao Nani, who got an abuse. A question I can pose: can we even afford to not have Marshall Munetsi in our warrior setup?
No, since na Warriors, kana singa sipo. Because he is one player who I remember when he was having personal problems, he decided to put his nation first. So he's someone that we need, and we have to repay the trust that he had, even the commitment that he took. And Marshall Munetsi is one player who whenever he comes, all that he wants is the best for the nation. Before anything else. Yes, but now this is a chance yokuti Super Mario na iye Marshall wacho wogadza relationship yawo, because chatinoda isusu ndechekuti tiwe the best players national team setup yedu. Remember kuti he is one of the best players that we have. Pamba players from the Southern African region. He is one player who understands total nezvake no, this is Zimbabwean international aitamba Premier League aku France League and he's one of my highly rated midfielders. So he is someone who we need. Because experience yainayo yakakosha. He is one person who tutozetu in the event nakamba kanza hapo kana tichi ndiye mnatonkwasa kutembo nichi ne ambient renyika.
So, remember we said at the end of the day football has to be the winner. Zimbabwe needs Munetsi also needs Zimbabwe, but let's not be distracted by issue of Munetsi, because we still have Warriors to build. We still have the AFCON to come, the World Cup qualifiers. Yes, Spanish, but we hope that they find each other, kiss and hug. But at the end of the day, the Warriors would be the priority, the main priority.
And that's what we're talking about.
Because remember also, if you keep on talking about Marshall Munetsi, those players, imagine, you tawa hapo tawa iwo uripo feel say at some point the story has to die. And then we move on. Marshall comes back and angasina kuya, but we move on as a nation.
Alright, pani comment iri mu comment section and from Zisore Zimbabwe. And so say Kama got disrespected when he was the one who bounced back against a team. Why do you underestimate experience?
Yeah, interesting.
I think that's a good. Well, we can't speak on behalf of Kama Billiard, but I think Pangwendo players at that we hope, because he has made an official position to say I retire from our Warriors. I don't know what
I think. Maybe just in partial response, as Warriors fans or supporters, sometimes if we lose and tinana kamabhilia tinana musona nanachi there is a large chunk of people anoti madhara akura takuda chi takuda vapfana then tobva taisa futi vapfana musitona kudyiwa futi navapfana vobva taiwo vapfana hana panoda futi chi madhara saka timu dzimwe nguva yemafans haidyiwe anodyiwa ndeyacoach boss coach ndianogona kudzingwa kana achingaita se adyiwa but mafans anoramba aripo.
And also coming back kunyaya yemachevrons here, there's a comment from Martin Kudzanai Mangwanya who says lessons must be taken from Zimbabwe cricket. The chevrons have a leader in Raza. The Warriors are fighting their natural leader in Marshall Minutes. Saka chichi no Buddha.
Okay, all right. Interesting. So we're talking about the Warriors, the back in action. Varikuenda ku Botswana muna matchroom kunotamba mu 4 Nations tournament during the upcoming FIFA international break. They'll play against the hosts, Botswana themselves, Zambia, Malawi. So my team akagwinya when it comes to football in the Southern African region. But let's move away from the Warriors. Let's stay within the region. We'll talk about our mighty Warriors. They're currently in South Africa in Polokwane. That is at the COSAFA Women's Championship on Wednesday. On Thursday, actually. Thursday. They began their campaign. 2-0 win over Eswatini. Goals there from Pregnant Jawanda na veteran Rutendo Madzimai Makore getting those goals. But, I think Eswatini, par for the course. Good win, of course. Match fitness, but they managed to get past that hurdle. But they face Zambia. Zambia, the defending champions. Zambia have been to my World Cup. They've been to my Africa Cup. They've been to my Olympics. You can actually call them not just a regional powerhouse, but
a continental
powerhouse. Tower. Battle of Battle of Zambezi.
The Trans-Zambezi derby.
Trans-Zambezi. What is going to say, Raskanana?
Truth be told, Mr. Teach, I think we are nowhere near Zambia. Because Zambia is...
when you say nowhere near, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers.
No, in terms of competition.
How far are we?
Zambia levels ahead of us. Because remember, Zambia, they utilize my international breaks zvakanyanya. Vakadzi vekuzambia, they play football more than my Mighty Warriors. Chinorwadza about my Mighty Warriors is the only time that we get to hear about the Mighty Warriors. It said that pani 4 Nations tournament inenge yarongwa or the COSAFA tournament. Atina musi watinobonzwa Mighty Warriors atamba mafriendly. Atina musi watinobonzwa Mighty Warriors atamba games against my nations. So ipapo ndo panozoya musiyano manje wekuti kuZambia they play regularly. Panonzi international break yevakadzi Zambia inenge ine game. And if you look at izvozvo kune maqualifiers mamwe ari kuAFCON, Zambia iri kutofiuta imwe team, a strong team inotamba kuya. Then if yatofiuta imwe strong team inotamba kupi inotamba. So takufanira kutora lessons kubva kwavari from nyika dzakaita sana Zambia, Malawi, South Africa. They've invested heavily ma women's teams avo. If you look at my Zambian teams, even panozonzi ma team edu kuno anotamba nawo kuma COSAFA qualifiers CAF Champions League. Munotoona mega the difference. Kuti apa pari kuitwa zvebhora kuno kuti ichita zvedu zvebhora, but you can see the difference kuti no kuZambia kuna South Africa they take their football seriously. Because if you look at league yekuzambia kana South Africa haina maokover sei kunoko, but kudos to the new executive yewomen's league yaedza kugadzirisawo kuti maokover aite mashoma. Even competition yavepo, you can see kuti no tine talent rakwanisa kutamba magames chavo chavari proper. So ndo patafanira kungotorerawo ipapo. Zifa yoshanda hand in hand newomen's football. Tinyatsodzokera kwanga tiri kudhara kwekwe kuti vibrant women's football structures.
Yeah, also Tawa, like rightly you are saying, my Mighty Warriors, remember agenda ku Olympics 2016 and they remain the only national football team to qualify for such a grand tournament. So it means somewhere talent tinaro. Tinoona kusvika kwekwe, but tanotambota sleep on duty. So we urge the current Zifa leadership and Nobila Magwizi and Alaveness Mkura kuti they should put more effort mukusumdira mwanaskana.
Because Mr. Tish, I think 10 years since the 2016 Rio Olympics, but we still revisit that day. Mamaji Warriors akasvika. But if you go to Zambia and South Africa, over the past 10 years they've done a lot. vawina matournaments mahombe because isusu remember tournament hombe yatinongotamba tega ikosafa iyo yatakapesa kuina 2011 so takufanira kuchigadzirisa tonyatsodzokera pasi tonyatsobvunza kuti alright ndipapa takarasika toisa musoro pamwe chete senyika tonyatsoona kuti alright togadzirisa sei because muno mutalent naro even kana makaona game ramamighty warriors nezuro you could see kuti no this is a team yekuti yakanyatsowana zvese yakanyatsopiwawo support inopiwawo mawarriors nechi wotambawo magames anotambawo nemawarriors aya we can get ma positive results matournaments akawandisa.
Speaking of support, pane chinhu chakandibata because Lengers ndinotombomuona Lengers ari muoffice especially kata kuenda towards weekend anouya akapfeka hake Warriors pride yake regreen ina handina hangu but ndichikokwara neruchiva but nezuro ndichiona game ndakashamisika kuona mamighty Warriors vakapfeka jezi risina branding saka Warriors pride ibrand yemawarriors chete here kana kuti pachauya mighty Warriors pride manzwisiro ako pane information yaona here kuti zviri kufamba sei kuti Warriors pride ndaifunga kuti yato brand yakutoti kana uchitambira Zimbabwe kubhora ndo jezi kuti Warriors pride ndevarume kuchauya imwe mighty Warriors pride kuchauya young Warriors pride zvirimbofamba sei?
Ordinarily Mr. Teach, if you go kuma nations ebhora actually including us kana 3 Lions England for example just England blue and white and it the same design, the same sponsor, the same kits supplier ndo anongo supply after kuma Lionesses 3 Lionesses which was supposed to be, I mean that's the case with here but I don't know, maybe it's a story for another day. We have to check with Zifa kuti what really happened yesterday kuti vasikana vakastamba vasina kupfeka Warrior pride. Maybe tingatori zvakawanda, maybe panogona pane reason yasenzoziya.
Ndasimudzira nyaya iyoyo. Obviously we wait to get more information because tawanda atara nyaya yesupport and how and I'm hoping inini kuti haisi nyaya yokusiyanisa or kusaconsider mamighty Warriors edu kuti patochidesign tonchikufunga kuti adoti tikuitira mawarriors tisina pfungwa dzekuti mamighty Warriors achada kuzotamba vachada kuzopfeka because even ukatarisa mutraining wangu wakapfeka akanzi Warriors pride but mamwe wacho aitoita maoversize saka pamwe vakatopuwa vafesa handisi kuziva but it just for me it says a lot about how we, not even we, because how the Football Association treats and respect these women. Kuti hapana kana kunzo wakasota printa kusarongeka kwacho pamuno order munode kuvagara kuti guys tiri order but tine men's team, tine women's team, tine age group team move mangogara madi.
Yeah, what I can say is Mr. Tish 100% we have to equalize or to fana kuenzanisa the girl and the boy child and even my sports kwese what we do my mighty Warriors, what we do my Warriors is the same as we do my mighty Warriors, even in terms of media coverage. Can't chenda ku AFCON finals my Warriors, that friends in it that hype in it should also be the same hype in it ko my mighty Warriors akunotamba because both are national teams. Even kana una tennis yachako kwaitombetwa zvaizvo zvema-advocates ekuti maprize money ngaafanane kuwimbledon ema-ladies nema-mens. I think we are equal, women and men we are equal. Vanokutamba bhora rinongonakidza vakatomboenda maolympics futi. But the good thing is as I said last time out kuti tana vice president kuzifa mukadzi Loveness wadzana yemukura. I think here being there papost iyoyo for the first time in the history of Zimbabwean administration zvinoona kuti batsira kuti angachinyasobatsira vangachiona ari mukati kupusha kuti no let's support chi. And also our deputy minister Emily Jesaya, he was there training supporting the girls achivabvunza maissues avo and I understand she also be traveling ku Polokwane kunopa support. Such kind of gestures zvinoita kuti zvinomotivate vasikana not kuti tongozvitira mawarriors chete, no, let's also do the same for my mighty Warriors.
But lengaspani time I think you've noticed kuti for my mighty Warriors he said that kana vasiri kukempa at one point vaimbo kusifa village izvozvi zvani kwavari kukemba mubelvedere here, I think you know the place but mawarriors asati ambozonzi ndo kwavanenge vachiendawo ndopatoti kana vachifananidzawo ngavachingotanga kuti panopindwa mukempu paipai training camp Mighty Warriors ngawangu treatment unongopiwa Warriors unza ngaro muloko hotel nichi ngazi chingofana nawo. And remember at one point pampani mari zansadza buda the previous tournament my camping allowances nichi ngawangopiwa nguwa inongopiwa Warriors ya kana zvichibvira ngawangotora it mari inongopiwa Warriors for my camping allowance ndo mari yakufana ngopiwa Mighty Warriors. So that's zvazvo zvinongofanana because I'm a players kuti achiri mu off season izvozvi pamunhu anga decide aso rake raari kuita uri araramise mhuri over this national team vasiyana nevarume kuti vanotamba league kuti inenge ine mari dzakati nakei. So ngatingofananidzei.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% kana vachikemba pahotel yakanaka Warriors
ngazvingofanana
that same facility ngaipiwe kuti kuma Mighty Warriors standard
Warriors pride
but what I'm happy about there's a gradual improvement from previous zvaitika even vasikana chokavunza mwacho although it's not enough but there's a gradual improvement
and we acknowledge that titoona because even kutoenda kukosava we acknowledge that but tikuti as much as we are making inroads right now before tachitaura nyaya 4 nations kuna Warriors let's not wait for Kosafa kuti Mighty Warriors
atambe bora
ngati create a situation. Let's be intentional. I think it's the best way to say about kuti pamunofunga pepe kuti 4 days shuva vatofonera Malawi kuti guys hatikwanisi kuzongoya here tobva tangouya nevasikana wotamba kusvika tasvika pakuti maybe watonewo program yavo onga wagadzira program yavo wega yakasiyana but inotaura kuti
pese paita FIFA break vanotamba
vanonga vachitamba because ndozvakakosha. Anyway, let's move on. Let's come and I think what's it about 10 days before the Castle Challenge Cup that's going to pit Scotland and Dynamos, and then so which means Gwasara was 17 before PSO yatanga. But I saw an article yawanyora nasi lengas. I saw it in different publications. I think ndaiona ndatanga kuona rangu mu Herald about the Premier Soccer League ichitaura nyaya yemaquota ema-foreign players per club. In the past angari 5 but izvo zvanzi wakuda kuwedzera chimboti penengurira kuti pawaitaura navatabe
chief executive officer
anzi what was the reasoning, what was the idea, and what are they hoping to achieve nekunza increase the number of foreign players because South Africa I think 5 is almost
ndo maximum yao ndo 5 ndo standard
anzi tikwedza kuti say nekuita 8.
It's a multi-pronged approach yavari kuita. Background ndeyekuti last season there were 16 foreign players registered with the Premiership, but vachitotarisa izvonizvi pavari kuregister maplayers apa muna January February vakutoona zvo number yato exceeda by far, which means more and more foreign players are coming kuzotambira Zimbabwe. Mareasons vari kuti Zimbabwe iri kubhadhara better than mamwe countries ari muno muAfrica. Sydney uri kubati no, I was getting better money kupi kuZimbabwe than kunana Namibia or South Africa. Anditika also kunana Malawi ma players vakatouya kuZimbabwe they get maybe treble so vanonga vachiona kupi kuMalawi okubva kunana Burundi kunana Ghana. So that's a pulling power in Zimbabwe nichi football, given kuti bhora raiswa mari nembinga tatikura chitaura ichi. Anditika so more foreign based players are coming, more foreign players are now coming. Saka pane ma teams remember I'm told Dynamos Chicken in FC Platinum vakaraisa issue yekuti no as clubs tikumbira kuti ti-increase because previously the quota was 5 maingobvumidzwa maximum of 5 foreign players. Saka vakati tiri kuda 8 timove kuenda pa8 but vachikwanisa kustarta maplayers acho, so it means Dynamos can field 8 ma-foreign players starting line up wokughana wokuburundi wokurwanda wokuchi vozongoisa 3 wokumhondoro wokumukwamurewa uri kwamutare vakubvumidzwa. Reasoning yavo ndeyekuti zvoni toda kushaya kuti maplayers akauya maforeigners akauya akawanda league yedu inoita wide appeal continent wise kuti kana tine maplayers kana 7-8 ekuburundi obviously league yedu inenge yakutoteerwa futi kuburundi kana tinenge kuti 8-10 players dzekunigeria takutoita se. But the most important thing arikutaura ndeyekuti zvoni tirikuda quality not quantity. Hatikuda kuzounzirwa mamwe players amene akambouya mazuva apera makapedzera kutengesa mafoni but next more. Saka tinoda quality not quantity. But nana having said that quota system angoriko across the leagues across the world, but remember leagues are open like in England vanotongoti unoona field kana 11 ma-foreign players but musquad vanenge vachiti musquad team squad 25 players hamfaniri kuzoita not less than 8 ma-home grown players but kutamba munongo Chelsea pane paitombozi akanombofielda 11 vese vasiri vemuengland Arsenal kuti sezvinezvi maplayers oba akawanda acho machi zvinoincrease kuti competition kuti namaplayer afana nyoro muZimbabwe vacho vari munomu kana vachinzwa kuzokwana muDynamos vachikompita nemunhu wekughana nemunhu wecameroon vanenge vari nguambitious chedzo.
Inini ndine just to play devil's advocate here, if I'm not mistaken last season ndine 16 foreign based out of 18
foreign players
my foreign players and so it means maybe it's tikada kuba spread it was about 1 point something per team. I understand the need and to increase the appeal PSO, but have we had enough? Because tikati 5 times 18, I think to almost 90. I don't think it's anywhere near that 90 mark. I mean, I think tikati 30. This is, I think, Tungataita my foreign base.
But they are still registering.
But I'm saying, like, atitakumhanya here kuenda pa8 because it's zvataura chicken in Dynamos nechi
FC Platinum
maclub 3 atitakumhanya here kuti because takambotaura nyaya dzemajunior players edu takaita that quota yekuti pane 5 my junior players should even for the development of our game should we be pushing to say it, guys because policy ripo but that's ku implementer inini I feel kuti 5 dzakakwana because munhu wese akatora 5 takutosvika mu90 something ma foreign base 8 hatina kumhanya here. I mean ufunge yako.
Considering the number of foreigners that we had and the quality of foreign-based players that we had last season, I think 8 is the right move because last year we had the likes of Moses Shidolo who came in per mid-season, and we also what he did Angari Scotland. We had one Isaka Gurab, Isaska Mohammed rather. We saw what he did Pangaru
Dynamos before he moved to Scotland.
Yeah, and quality I think it's Chiona Yaningachunza. I think takakwidza number here to 8. It opens up my doors kuna one because if you look at
upikisa because inochitereraka hanzina lengazi zvanzi toda quality not quantity.
All right.
So inini ndapabatisa serei because tinombonzerwa zvidhura.
Time point of correction.
No, yes. But the laws of
goalkeeper of the year. Goalkeeper of the year last season.
William
Tore. I hear you. I'm saying by the laws of probability, right? If the club on average, a club has 1 or 2 foreign-based players, the probability that they're going to be quality is great. Can I with 8? That
doesn't mean every club will bring foreign players.
Chefana kuitwa Mr. Tish. I move not kwa Botswana. Botswana Premier League vanoti munhu should have a minimum of 2 or 3 national team collabs. Ndo kututese utambe kwekwe. And iyo avarabidza havana number yavanozoti iyaite. If you've noticed, we've had a number of players playing their trade in Botswana. Vamwe vacho munomu kuti vamwe vacho vanenge mutambo kuma junior national teams over vanotamba kweko over vanonzi kana uchiuya iseda une 2 ma national team collabs anditi kana ma number of games avanenge vakasata kupi kuclub kwako so that they safeguard pakupanha wequality vakuvhara nayo wequantity here. Ndo zvinhu zvasatofanira kungotorwa munomu tongoti alright kana club ichisainawo 8 maplayers aya at least player yacho ngaike yakatambuka na half magames ichi ebhora kwainenge iri because you've had maplayers anouya kunoko ekuti unyatsobvunza kuti alright amana umuforena uyu haana staff yatinokwanisa kuwana kubva kune maplayers edu kunoko. And also kuuya kwemaforeigners kwako I think we have noticed kuti league yeduwo yakuti ichaka karespect yanoita beyond maborders. Malawi izvozvo Cape United iri Malawi. Advantage yakaita Cape United pakaenda Malawi izvozvo was last season they had a number of maplayers vakatora kubva kuMalawi league kubva kuZambian league. So pamunoenda muchienda kutour imimi vanhu vakazonzi tina player ningi atambira Caps ari kuenda team yake kunoko people will come in their numbers kuzoona munhu womari kwavo kwekwe club yako wansa kuwana recognition bichana so muno ngatiteze kusafeguarda nawo quantity nequality toda maplayers at least anenge ane 3 national team collabs kana asina ngatambo afe magame kupi kunyika kwake ouya so that atidzokereze point yekuti sezvakata Dynamos last season they wasted a slot vaisana third choice goalkeeper wauya wekuti anobvira atamba but aingotrena chete but waiti uchimunzwa uchimona ari training unoti apa tawana zveplayer but you failed to break into the Dynamos team.
Just chipenengura because tinotombonzwa kuna Innocent tisatapedza episode. Did the PSL say anything about how they're going to manage the quality aspect, or that's something maybe to interrogate?
Yes. Speaking to Rodi, obviously as a league, what do manage quality, and they will put measures to manage quality. But remember, this is a new phenomenon. Maybe before last season. Yeah, we are some foreign players, but angasingawe no wandu waakuita izvinezvi ini zvakutanga kuwanda so obviously faced with that situation PSL has to react. It's a new thing kwavari saka obviously as they move on they'll put in measures to safeguard quality.
But let's cross to our correspondent in Bulawayo, Innocent Korira. Lots happening in terms of Highlanders. Hey, takaona mota vakakambopotswa nemota vazonama nemota but anyway hatoiti mota FC but anyway Innocent, just give us an update, especially let's start with Highlanders. Obviously they had a good start to the week, beating Dynamos in the Gyros GD Cup, and now they've received in the past week I think close to 500,000 tikaverenga mota idzi dzozone dzimwe mari dzakazoenda futi ku Highlanders. What's been the reaction from people within the club and even just supporters to the latest developments from this week?
Bulawayo is happy. People are still celebrating that win against Dynamos on Sunday. We have always been talking about this. It was never going to be taken in as a friendly match. It was never a friendly match. People took that game seriously. We all saw the numbers that came there and the celebrations that followed. But then one thing about that game and what has happened during this course of this week, it has just changed the mood around Highlanders. There was doubt going into that game. Were people going to accept Benjani? Were people happy about the decision by the executive to take Chivayosa pledge and bring in Benjani? But we also on Sunday, everything was confirmed. The fans are rallying behind Benjani. The fans are rallying behind Chivayo. We all heard the songs that they were singing there, praising Chivayo and his sponsorship that he's bringing into this into the team. So the mood generally has been very good and people are very happy. But then one thing that has happened as well is the expectation for the team has also risen. The expectation has also risen, and given also that Chivayo also again, just days after that match, he has also given the executive vehicles of different ranges, and also put in a $500,000 into the team. Honestly, I'm telling you, the mood has just changed there. People are now expectant and people now want results. So it falls again to Benji to see what he does. There hasn't been much in terms of signings besides that entrance by Maachi there and the 2 touches or 3 touches or how many touches that he made there. He has excited fans. He has not signed yet, but given the reception that he got there and the touches that he made there, you know, that is the BF vibe yabona into service ikhanile nxa sibuye BF liyana. That's why you saw ukuthi stadium sonke sasukuma yena just 1 or 2 touches and people were so happy. So I think it puts the club maybe under a bit of pressure. I don't know if they plan to sign him, but we brief performance konokiana kufa konapana kuyachinja the whole narrative around. I think konokiana coming out konapana, it might lead to him finally putting that signature on that page. And then as well we saw Uzenzo Moyo lapana ebenchini. Highlanders have not officially confirmed, but I think we have been talking about this, and they are yet to officially make it official that he is the team manager. But we also on Sunday is the team manager, and well, the reception, you saw it. Some are even now comparing him to Ernest Mapepa and stuff, and the energy that he brought there, him holding Benjani all throughout the process of that game, and Benjani also getting that confidence. So I think now the pressure now goes back to the technical team, because now honestly over these past years we have had issues of player strikes, players winning bonuses being delayed, and things like that. So with this financial boost that is coming from Chivayo, those are excuses that Highlanders fans will not want to hear this season. Yeah, so and the only thing that people now want are results, and that game on Sunday raised the expectations, and it also put pressure on the technical team generally. But the general mood in Bulawayo, people are very happy, I'm telling you, and expectant as well of this coming season.
Of course, people in Bulawayo are happy. I mean, I don't say now, but
yeah, but I was there, Mr. Teach, on Sunday. It was quite an atmosphere, given that it was a pre-season cup, Jairus Jiri Charity Cup, but Soweto was pegged, Impakweni end was pegged, and like Skizo is saying, the coming in of Zenzo Moyo, you know, he's a Boso legend, 2000 Soccer Star of the Year, former Golden Boot winner. Aunza chiboso spirit chachi apeke, and I remember chitotora Benjana china naye kuSoweto end unosaluta.
Ndakona Benjana angarura bachiche.
No,
chiche achiitika.
Angari reluctant. Angari, because you know Benjana mawira akaita, Benjana played for Boso Juniors. Anostambira senior team. Saka Bulawayo nganomurigada as if I say Highlanders player, but when I was talking to Zenzo Moyo, I tried to correct him besina Benjana ku Highlanders Juniors. So he's a Highlanders son. So ano even mawira akaita kuzotaketa ngakano impose kwa avachida Tabo Seno andika he is right to play in his mind kuti inochikisa ka Soweto inochikisa ngoendeka zvedzunguka kuya saka ingari reluctant akanzi nona Zenzo no hande
Zenzo samuna anatsunzwisisa Soweto
avakande zvinhu kana Zenzo aripo saka akati no hande vanokutambira. So I think Benjana zvinezve asetla anosetla zvakanaka accept kwa Highlanders. Yeah.
But then, gentlemen, with all the investment that has been put into Highlanders, as well as pressure to deliver my results.
Ndozvatotaurwa naSkizo kuti izvozvo mamiriro aita zvinhu. In the past, you know, the last season, for example, they couldn't buy the players they wanted because one of the transfer ban, unomozwa kuti havana mari. It's maybe we can't say it's the same as mari dzimwe kune clubs, but by Highlander standards, when you add that fan factor and I think anakuda mahachi could potentially be signed. Kune zvakawanda zvekuita. Akuta kuti aiwa, pressure izvozvo. Even kuramba kwamuchitoita kuita Benjani kuenda mafanzika. Kutoziva kuti ukuka handisati ndawa.
Even after the match we went to Boso Sports Club. Kuno kwavanozosangana after match vachita post mortem. Most of the fans, ladies, men vakasangana uzavane ka vibe kake vakapuwa ka vibe nevictor against Dynamis vamwe vacho kutofunga kuti pamwe Highlanders zona kuna league but vanonanga vakasika avo but vanenge vada kupa pressure kuna Benjani but
some BF so opposite. So unfortunately our time is almost done, but we love interacting and engaging with you on the Gamechangers podcast. We'll be coming to you every Friday 2 p.m. down to 3 p.m. Open our comment section. We have across all the Zim Paper social media platforms, from ZTN page, Herald page, H Metro, Chronicle if you're in Bulawayo, your Star FM, Capital, Diamond FM, Saya, Umbutipotsi will be there. But a big thank you to Langton and Tawana. And maybe mnongopinda futhi my comment section motitumira message kuti ndedzipi nyaya dzamunonga muchida kuti titaure panapa pa Gamechangers. But for this week, we're done and dusted. Enjoy your weekend.
Sure.